Alright, so we're back to Loudsis once again. And it's our boy Camp G once again, so let's get it over with.
The Loud House fan comics suck. And trust me, I'm an expert on this, okay? Throughout my very recent rise on YouTube, I have read a lot of Loud House fanfics and fan comics. Some I made videos about, some I didn't, but one thing is for sure, they are all messed up in some way. But to give them credit, they are also addictive as hell. As soon as I read the first pages of one, some inexplicable force compels me to read the rest of them until I reach the point of no return. This happened to me with the comics It's Not Your Fault, Rewrite the Stars, and last year The Secret. I thought that would be my last Loud House fan comic video because I assumed I had already covered the most disturbing comics this shithole of a fandom had created. But what do you know, there's always a bigger fish. There's always some dark corner of the internet you haven't visited, where there's a big boogeyman hiding. And that boogeyman is the topic of today's video. A Loud House fan comic so messed up that it led to the arrest of its creator. And as usual, before diving into the comic, I gotta warn you about the disturbing topics I'm gonna mention. If you're not new to the channel, you're probably familiar with these already, but if you are, just take a quick look at them and see if you're comfortable continuing. The comic, funnily enough, is just called The Loud Comic, and if you somehow stumbled upon it online, you do probably think it's just a normal fan-made Loud House.
What? Why does my video player keep doing this? My OBS Studio and my display screen wasn't even in the same display screen, right? Yeah.
Comic, even though we all know those don't exist. I wasn't able to find the original website where these were posted, but it was probably on Tumblr or DeviantArt, by the user JumpJump, who is also the guy who later got arrested. I was gonna give you a tour of his DeviantArt gallery since his Tumblr got nuked, but actually, you know what? Let's just skip to the comic. The comic is divided into 4 chapters, and summarized, it's basically about how obsessed Luann is with Lincoln, romantically, and how far she's willing to go to make him love her back. And let me tell you right off the bat, she goes pretty far. Each chapter cover looks like a page taken straight from Luann's notebook. The first one features a sketch of Lincoln with a bunch of hearts and the caption, "I love my brother." And there's also a little note saying, "You cannot give your brother a Valentine's card, see me." Which makes it pretty obvious that Luann wrote one of those Valentine letters you make in school, but some teacher caught a glimpse of what she was doing and got extremely concerned and left a note basically saying, "Look, we need to talk about this." The first chapter starts in a really strange way. Ronnie Ann, one of Lincoln's romantic interests, wakes up after being unconscious and realizes she's tied to a chair. A voice from behind her goes, "Oh, you're awake." And that voice is none other than Luann. She's holding a baseball bat partially covered in Ronnie Ann's blood. They are in some kind of sewer, miles away from the nearest house. Luann starts explaining that she's taking Ronnie Ann out because she's interfering with her plans to get close to Lincoln. And Ronnie Ann's response to being kidnapped and about to get murdered is calling Luann unfunny and a joke. Which, I mean, if I got kidnapped, the last thing I would do is to rage bait my kidnapper that's holding a baseball bat. And to no surprise, Luann kills her. Very gruesomely, might I add. After that, Luann just goes home like nothing happened. She finds Lincoln crying in bed because he got a letter from Ronnie Ann saying she hates him. Plot twist, the letter wasn't from Ronnie Ann, it was from Luann. She also sent another fake letter to Ronnie Ann pretending to be Lincoln, telling her to meet him in an abandoned warehouse, which ultimately led to her death. But girl, that's on you. Who the f goes to an abandoned warehouse at night? That's some Scooby-Doo shit. Luann tells Lincoln a bunch of shitty jokes which makes him forget about everything and to fall asleep in her arms. Meanwhile, Lucy goes to the warehouse and finds Ronnie Ann's corpse with the baseball bat still in her mouth. Lucy didn't just stumble onto the crime scene, she knew exactly where to find it. And she knows who did it as well. She takes the bat, cleans it, and places it next to Lynn Loud Jr. while she's sleeping, because apparently the bat belonged to Lynn. The next morning, Lynn comes into the kitchen practicing some swings with the bat, which scares the living shit out of Luann, since it's literally evidence from the crime she committed last night. She asks Lynn where she got it, but Lynn just says that she woke up and the baseball bat was just there. Luann doesn't believe her, which starts a fight between the two of them, exactly as Lucy had planned, because now she can have some alone time with Lincoln. I don't like where this is going. She goes inside his room and asks him to listen to one of her poems. The poem she reads out loud is a metaphor to express her love for Lincoln, but he doesn't understand because he's a dumbass. So she just straight up says it out loud that she loves him and then goes for a little smoochie. And on the last page of this chapter, it's revealed that Luann has mounted a full-on CCTV system in Lincoln's room that lets her videotape him 24/7. The cover of the second chapter is yet another drawing from Luann's notebook. This time it features a drawing of Luann and Lincoln getting married, and once again it has a little note written down.
Luann, you have been told about these pictures in the past.
So this means two things. First, Luann's obsession with Lincoln has been going on for a long time now. And second, she is very bad at hiding it, since this is at least the second time a teacher has caught one of these pages. The second chapter starts where the first one left off, with Luann and Lynn fighting and Lincoln and Lucy doing, stuff? Aha, Lincoln, you are banging your sister. Laurie, the older sister, stops the fight and tells
Sorry,
Luann...
I wasn't laughing, at the incest shit. It's like the fucking Dracula thing. The Dracula joke. That's pretty funny.
To go get ready because she has an appointment with her therapist. They go upstairs to get ready and the noise causes Lincoln and Lucy to stop doing the you-know-what in fear of getting caught. As Luann and Laurie are about to leave for the appointment, Luann catches a glimpse of Lucy trying to sneak out of Lincoln's room, which doesn't make Luann happy. And considering what happened to the last person who made her angry, I don't think that's a good sign for Lucy. Luckily for Lucy though, Luann doesn't have time to deal with her right now because she has an appointment with her therapist. It's not her first therapy session. Matter of fact, by the look on her face, it seems she has been through a lot of them, and she definitely doesn't look forward to another one. Laurie tries to cheer Luann up by saying,
"Remember, Luann, this is to help you."
But Luann whispers,
"I think it's too late for that."
As soon as she enters the office, she puts on a mask, a fake smile, and an energetic, happy tune. Probably to deceive the therapist into thinking she has slowly been getting better after all these meetings, even though we know that's not the case. The psychologist doesn't seem to fall for Luann's act. He knows Luann doesn't like the sessions, and he questions her about her weird behavior the last time they met.
"I was quite concerned with how we left last time, Luann. You refused to engage. Would you like to talk about what happened?"
Luann responds saying it was because she had seen an horror movie the night before the meeting, and that was the reason she was so quiet and down.
"Oh, it was an horror movie, Doc. I saw it the night before. I guess it affected me more than I thought."
But what the doctor doesn't know is that the movie she mentioned is actually referring to a videotape she had recorded of Lincoln's room through her CCTV system. The comic shows us exactly what Luann had seen that night, and it was something really disturbing.
Bloody. This is why the creator who made this shit got arrested, huh?
The tape starts with Lincoln sleeping peacefully in his bed, but in the middle of the night, Lynn enters the room asking to sleep with Lincoln, using the excuse that Lucy was reading poems late at night. Lincoln agrees, but then she takes off her clothes, lays next to him, and they start doing very disturbing acts. Luann wanted to do something about it. Her anger was so uncontrollable that she started bleeding from her mouth. But ultimately, she couldn't really do anything. The only thing she could do was watch.
Like Dragon Ball shit right here.
Meanwhile, Lucy and Lincoln are discussing some very important topics about their, peculiar relationship. Like how they would hide it from other people and how their babies would look like. Would they have white hair? Would they be blonde? Would they be significantly deformed because their genetic code is literally the same? Who knows, only time will tell. But the discussion is cut short as they start doing even more questionable activities.
One eternity later.
After many hours of sin and me bleaching my eyes, Lincoln and Lucy go downstairs to watch some cartoons, when suddenly someone knocks at the door. Lincoln opens it and it's the police. They found out about Lincoln's relationship with some of his sisters, and after months of compiling evidence, they are here to arrest him. No, I'm just joking. The cops are actually there because Lynn broke the neighbor's window with a baseball. They still have no idea about the atrocities happening inside that house. Sadly, Lynn pays for the window using Lincoln's money, which makes him crash out. But don't worry, Lincoln, she says she will pay you back later. Oh, so that's what she meant. Lincoln and Lynn get into a big discussion as Lincoln finally realizes that maybe dating not one but two of his sisters isn't such a great idea. Their discussion is interrupted by Lucy, and I might as well stop talking about the comic here because there are only a few pages left and they don't tell us that much. In case you're wondering, the comic isn't finished, and its future is kind of uncertain, mostly because of some mystery surrounding its creator. Since the comic's controversial release in 2016, its creator has taken a lot of breaks and hiatuses between page releases. Over time, those breaks became significantly longer. To give you an idea, the first chapter had 44 pages and was released in mid-2016. The second chapter is harder to trace, but it was either released alongside the first one or a few months later in late 2016, and it had around 54 pages. Chapter 3 came out in early 2019.
Wait, this is what Loud Says started? I didn't know that.
Only 13 pages, and Chapter 4 currently has 9 pages. Its development started sometime in 2022, but the publication of new pages has been extremely inconsistent, borderline uncertain. There are some somewhat recent tweets made by Jump Jump mentioning the comic, even one where he posted finished pages for pages 10 and 11 from the 4th chapter in early 2024. And he occasionally publishes comic strips with similar content from the Loud House, which may or may not indicate his continued interest in this type of content. One big piece that is most likely correlated to all of this was Jump Jump's arrest in late 2017. Not much is known about what actually happened, but what we know is that in October 2017, Jump Jump posted a sort of mini-comic called Jump Jump's Last Message, The Dawn of a New Era. In this comic, Lincoln receives a letter from Jump Jump himself saying,
"Dearest Lincoln, I must leave you. Why I cannot say. Where I'm going you cannot know. How I will get there I haven't decided yet. But one thing I can tell you. Anytime I hear the wind blow, it will whisper the name Lincoln."
I'm sorry, but what the fuck is this message? Is this supposed to be some kind of love letter or what? Anyway, Lincoln goes to confront Jump Jump about this drastic decision, and he never really explains to him the reason why he's going to disappear, only saying that a few things had happened and they are hard to explain. A few months after posting this, Jump Jump would make an announcement on his now deleted Tumblr. The post title was, "So, you all wanna know why I disappeared and what happened to the Loud comic." In this post, he would clarify the reason why he was gone from October 2017 to January 2018. To put it short,
yeah, like I said in the last few videos ago, once you post something on YouTube or social media, it's up here forever, and there's no turning back.
Basically, Jump Jump is a British bloke in it, and in the UK there are some strict laws regarding on what you can draw and what you can't draw. According to Jump Jump's own account in the post, an anonymous user contacted authorities, falsely claiming that his Loud House fan art involved real children. This led to his arrest in October 2017, with police seizing his devices and social services temporarily removing his children from home. Yup, this guy is married, by the way. He described the ordeal as traumatic, leading to mental health struggles, including 2 attempts to take his own life due to the stress. However, on the last day of January, a court hearing ruled in his favor on the custody issue, with no evidence found to support the heinous claims made against him. The matter appears to have been resolved without formal charges or a conviction. After this, Jump Jump gradually returned online, resuming his work on the Loud House comic. The long hiatuses seem tied to personal matters, mental health recovery, and life priorities. As of 2026, he's still active, posting occasional sketches, but the comic's future remains uncertain, with no clear timeline for completion. So yeah, maybe he will finish it, maybe he won't. Honestly, I don't really know what else to say. Do you think he should have been arrested for creating this kind of disturbing content? Do you think otherwise? Well, regardless of what you think, just know this one thing. I love you, bye.
Alright, so... this is the craziest video that I've ever seen this far. Anyways, I'll just continue doing more reactions later. I got a lot of other stuff to catch up. One of you guys, like, have been waiting for more animations, especially the Fresh Prince Blackham of Bel-Air. So yeah. See you guys later, so peace.